Hello, hello, crafters. Welcome, welcome to Make It Monday, where we are going to be doing some fun crafting. Before we dive into this week's projects, which are featuring fun spring colors, I'm going to be stamping with some peach pie, some pretty in pink, some old olive, and blueberry bushel. I've decided this week these are the color focus for a few reasons, of which I'll share with you. But before we get started, I did want to just share with you some fabulous, fabulous cards that I had gotten for my birthday. I don't know if you guys recall, but I was very, very delayed in opening all my fab gifts. So I just wanted to do a quick little share with you right now. First off, I was telling you guys that I have a fan. I love inspiring the world, and I have a Facebook fan, of which I need to share these publicly, so you'll probably get this twice because I do need to do a public post. But I got this absolutely most gorgeous basket. Oh, see, I'm showing it the wrong way. Friends are flowers in the garden of life. Now, is that not so pretty? Oh my gosh, I just love that the side of this basket has all these little pockets. Like, this would make a fabulous toolkit. Hint, hint, for some Father's Day ideas. In fact, I may have to try and recreate something similar. But look at these little pockets. Little handle, and then inside the basket was little handmade treats. Like, this is beyond. Look at these, are even all embossed. Like, this woman, bless her heart. And the inside has all different patterns. And of course, it's in the Be Mine collection. There's a couple more, so any of you, my friends, I'm going to share some of these with you. They are just such cute treats, just from traveling, because she shipped them from the States. I forget which state it was that they came from. But just so precious, so precious. And then here is a little fun fold card. You pull it open, it had a little butterfly seed packet with some cute little information about the earth of seeds. And then, like, look at the little pocket card. Anyways, it reminds me I haven't made a pocket card in a very long time. So I may have to case this some sort to make one. But I just wanted to share with you because it was just so adorable. I know some of you might want to make it. Maybe you'll vote. And then, of course, there was just a nice little kind note in there thanking me for the kindness and sharing creativity and getting some happy mail. This was all from Sandy with some lovely treats to have in my craft room. Anyways, such a super sweet, and it was just ironic that it showed up in the mail on my birthday. So I had to completely laugh. Okay, so I have to show you all the lovely cards. I just found this one in the pocket. Look at my favorite color, Coastal Cabana. So wishing you a happy birthday. Oh, so thanks so much, Deborah and the Twist and Dabs, sending me that birthday card. Then I also wanted to highlight these beautiful envelopes because, I mean, there was like extra above and beyond on these envelopes. But look at this fun. Cheers to another year. That was super fun. Inspired by you. Look at the crafty basket. Maybe some of you will get ideas and be able to share some of your cards. This fancy card was in that fancy envelope. Check out how fancy that is. That is a super fun fold made by Dolores. Thank you, Dolores. Love it so much. And the reason why I love it is I will never make this, or I think I have made one or two, but it definitely is fancy, fancy. Then we have this fabulous birthday card. Does anyone still have the acetate sheets that have the confetti all over it. Do you remember that one side is gold, the other side is silver? Like, pull that out and make a card using the spring colors I'm going to be sharing tonight. Like, this is such a fabulous card. So fabulous. And that's what went with the envelope down here. Okay, what else do we have? Ooh, I got to put this in the pile. Then we have this beautiful card using the Enduring Beauty set. Like, is that not just so beautiful? We have such talented people here. You crafters. And like even this, just utilizing the Fancy Designer Series paper, I just love how simple strips can make an absolute beautiful, stunning card just by, you know, putting it in different colors. Who was that? That was from Diane. And then this was cute. This was for my birthday bunko. It was all Western theme. Can anyone guess who made this card? This is an old Stampin' Up! Stamp set. This was, wow, at least 12 to 14 years old, if not more. I am regretting ever getting rid of it, though. We had paisleys. We had all these fun little pieces. Anyways, that was a dear card from Brenda. And then this is another fun, beautiful birthday card. This one was from Dear Deborah. And then I totally forgot to put a birthday card in Deborah's bag. Deborah, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I guess I have to mail you a card. I meant to mail one last week and I totally forgot, but I meant to put it in your bag, so it'll be in the mail. Anyways, those are just some of the beautiful cards. I'm sure I missed some, but I wanted to share them with you because they are just fabulous. Then the Twist and Dabs also had a card swap. Let me show you those fab cards. I just have to grab one. I'm missing one. It's over here. So it's been a really, really long time since we've done card swaps. So we threw together in the month of April a birthday card swap. And I want to do a fun draw for one lucky winner. So this was the month of April. If everyone is happy with their card swaps, of course I haven't given them all to you, but you'll see them here and hopefully get them soon. But I wanted to just do a fun little draw. I'm sure I have something here to give away. Actually, I do. We are going to give away the For the Book stamp set to one lucky winner. So let's put their names in a bag or in a draw. We got so much to give away today, guys. We still have to wrap up our virtual catalog party too. Okay, so this was a fun card swap from Diane. Oh, I hope people's names are on it, because how do I know you won if your name's not on it? That's from Diane. Here's a beautiful, beautiful card that Cheryl made. Cheryl's name's not on that, but I hope that was who made it. And then we have this fun card. Very masculine, but it could be used for anything. Chantel made that. And then we have my birthday card, of which I'm putting in the bag just to be with everything, but I won't win, don't worry. And then we got this fun birthday card. This was from Corey, I believe. Oh, and then this beautiful yummy cake. Doesn't that make you want to just eat it? That was from Gloria. Beautiful, well done sitting card. And then we have a fun fold card. I believe this was from Deborah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Deborah. Except now I don't know who's who. Here's a fun card, but I am at a loss. Here's a fun butterfly card that Marilee made. Look at all the colors. And it pops up and opens. And then this is a card from Jennifer. That's a fun birthday card just with some nice little frames. So if I had all of those people, who do I have left? I apologize. I'm totally forgetting. I think this might be Sherry, actually. But some of you might correct me. I can't remember who the last person was in our card swap. Now, I was wishing Kira was home or Tom to come down to kind of pick one. But you know what? I'm just not going to think about it, and I'm just going to grab one. And it is this card that I don't know whose it is. So we will put a name on it once I track down whose it is. I just have to look at the list of people who participated. And then we will know. And go from there. Or maybe it was Joanne. Joanne, was this one yours? Again, I can't see comments. I don't know what's happening now. So we'll figure that out. Congratulations. That stamp set is yours. And we will get that to you. Okay. Now, before we get into crafting, let's announce our winners. Not those winners. Our winners for last night. Oh, Kathy! Of course. Thank you, Sue. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Kathy. Congratulations. That stamp set's yours. And thank you for participating in the card swaps. Gosh, Sue, you are definitely my social media engager. I love it. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, that mystery solved. We are going to share the name of the winners from the catalog party. We can share it right now. Uh-oh. Did I really just... Okay. Whew. I'm sitting here. I've got it all ready. I didn't want to lose the wheel. We'll do the wheel at the end, but I do want to announce our party animals. So you'll see a posting here soon. We had so much fun at our online virtual catalog party. I just want to say thank you to everybody who commented, who liked, who reacted to the different comments, had conversations with people, asked good questions. You all totally were amazing. I know it went on a very long time, but for those of you who had never done it before, what did you think? Or even those of you who had done it, was it a good evening? It was long. I did post them a little late, so I ran into, it did go a little bit after 10. I think it ended up closing at 10:30. So I'll have to fix that. Of course, hashtag Joys of Tech. The system that I used to do scheduling was all out of whack. And then as I was scheduling on Facebook at a point, it stopped letting me schedule. And I could only schedule an hour or 2 hours out. So I had to sit there and manually post each one. Oh, next catalog launch, it'll be way better. But anyways, all that to say, we have our winners. Okay, go away. I just want to see this. Our winners are... Joanne is in #1 place. Yay! Oh, and see, and I didn't write down what you get to pick. But anyways, I will go find it. It's in the post. You get to tell me what you want. You get to pick a stamp set. So pick a stamp set, Joanne, anyone out of the new catalog, and let me know. And Sue is our #2 for the 2nd year in a row. Congratulations, Sue. You get to pick a designer series paper pack. And #3 is Kim. Congratulations, Kim. You get to pick an embellishment pack. And then our top spirit maker is Kathy. Woohoo! You did lots of commenting, lots of reacting. You just showed your true spirit all night long. So congratulations. We'll have a little gift here for you as well. So thank you to everyone who participated. But again, I'll do a post with all of this so that you don't have to remember, and we'll get you tagged in it. And then we'll do our spin for we had a card, a mystery card making. So I have all your names on a wheel for a prize to give away as well. But let's start stamping because that's why we're all here. I wanted to start off, I just had this image yesterday of wanting to use this stamp set, and actually it's because I came down last night. Usually around Mother's Day I want to scrapbook a page with my mom in it. Many of you know my mom passed away in 2019 at the end of the year, and I try to like leave her memory or add scrapbook pages or make some sort of memory pages in her memory, because she used to give me so much heck for not taking pictures of her and sharing them. Like, we used to have in-person bingos all the time, and she always swore that everyone else got their picture taken and posted except her. And it used to really hurt her feelings, but yet every time I go back and look, she's in most of the pictures, so I don't know what she's talking about. But anyways, I thought I need to do a memory or a scrapbook album of her. And so I had this set out, but I just wasn't inspired last night to make a scrapbook. So I'm hoping that today with all of you, I will do a scrapbook page with something in mind that I ended up naturally progressing to as I was down here trying to craft. I ended up just making a card. And so I'm going to repeat that card with you and try and use a different greeting with it. I actually realized I don't have a whole lot of new stamp sets, or none that have like nice greetings in it. I mean, I've got the ones that I feel like I've been using a lot. So for instance, Hooray for Surprises has nice bigger, you know, little greetings in it. And then of course with You in Mind, I've been using this a lot, and this is carried over in the new catalog. But that's about it. The only one really with words for a new set is this Blooming Phrases, but I just saw something super cute, so I wanted to try and make a tag with you guys using this set based on something I just saw on the internet. But it all started with this painted stripes. I don't know why I felt the need to pull it out. Oh, look, it's already out. Apparently it's on a block somewhere. One would think it would be on my workstation. One would think. I'm turning around to see if it's behind me. Oh, and it is. I put that lovely basket on top of it. Okay, so what I've done is I've just mounted that directly to here. Now, since I'm stamping, I'm going to stamp pieces for both a card as well as a scrapbook page. And to do that, I'm actually going to use my White Willow two-tone cardstock. So something you'll notice that I'm going to start doing is my card bases will be using the cardstock, whether that be with basic white or one of the colored bases. But my layers will be using the two-tone paper. A couple of reasons. One, the two-tone paper is a lot lighter than cardstock. And two, this package is a whole lot cheaper than a whole package of cardstock. Granted, I don't need it for bases, whereas the base, I need something thick so that it can, you know, be sturdy enough to hold my card. So for instance, Pretty in Pink here, I've already got a piece of cardstock cut in half, which is 5.5 by 4.25. And, I'm sorry, 11 inches. No, it's 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I'm scoring at 4.25. Oh, there we go. So this is your standard card size. Do you think if I did a post of what the two standard card sizes are, this and then the long one, if I kind of did a post and posted that on Instagram or on Facebook, would that be helpful as a reminder for people to save? I mean, most of you are avid card makers now, but I know Kira's always asking me, what do I do? What do I do? So I'm like, I think I need to post that somewhere for those of us who might not pull out and make cards as often. Okay, so what I want to do with this, though, is I'm going to cut two strips. One, I'm cutting to 4 inches. No, I'm cutting to 3 3/4 inch. So 3 3/4 by 12, but I'm going to trim this down to 5 inches. So 5 inches by 3 3/4. That is my desired card front size. And then I've got a piece that I can stamp on. So I'm going to set that piece aside. I'm going to put 2 of those pieces aside. But since I'm going to get all inky and I'm doing scrapbook pages, I also want to cut one that is 4.5 inches wide. I'm going to have to do that to 2 of these though, by 6 1/4 inch. So the reason is that these are 1/4 inch more than what, that doesn't look, I cut that wrong. 4¼ So 4x6 is your standard photo size. There's 4. So I wanted 1/4 inch bigger than my standard photo. Except this isn't going to work with what I want to show you. Boo, ignore me what I'm doing. We're just going to skip this, and when we start making making the scrapbook page, we'll go that way. I don't want to, I've already confused myself, so let's just make a card. Okay, so I want to, because I'm using the pink card base, I want to ink this up. Boom, boom, boom. So because this is such a large stamp, notice I've mounted it to the block, and then I'm taking the ink pad to the stamp. And so I am just tapping back and forth to make sure I completely cover. But what you might not see is it ends up putting marks where my ink pad kind of ended. So all I'm trying to do is smooth that out a little bit by just lightly tapping over to add a little more ink. And then I'm taking my paper. That's not the right size paper. Better go with this size. Oh my gosh. And I'm dropping it. And then I'm just going to lightly rub my finger. I want to make sure I go over the whole side and then all the way across. I'm not pressing too hard, but just enough to try and get that ink onto the paper. Once I'm satisfied, I'll lift it up, and then you can see it on the other side. Now, it really didn't pick up anything there. There was a rather big gap. That was probably my fault, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to do one more because I can. So 5 inches long by 3 3/4, which is my standard card front size. And I'm just going to ink it up again. And then we'll take the best of both. Or maybe if I'm feeling up to it, we'll make 2 cards, or we'll just use the other one in our scrapbook page. And I won't do what I was originally planning to do. That way we're using scraps off our desk. Okay, so again, I just mounted it, rubbing it. So this is how you use any background stamp that you might have. When was the last time you used a background stamp? Just curious if you remember, and if you remember which image it was. I'm loving this one that came out in the spring. I don't even know if it's carried over or not. That looks a little better, although I still didn't get it on the sides. And yet it was all inked. I just didn't go up to the side because I didn't want to get my fingers dirty. I realized I didn't even get a wet cloth ready for tonight. I don't even think my husband's nearby and can hear me. That's usually my plea for help. Tom, come down and help. But I think he has company over and they're outside. Okay. So now that I have this, we're just going to mount this to my card front, or to my card base, I should say, with some seal. Stamp and seal. Remember your stamp and seal, you do not push hard. You actually, the key is to try and keep this as close to the base of your project as possible. You might have to lift it just a little bit, and if things aren't sticking properly, just try and get it to stick to some adhesive that's already there. And you'll be good to go. Okay, so I'm just mounting that directly in the center to have a nice thick mat. Now this is why I like my card fronts to be 3 3/4. Some of you might not like all of that color showing through. I love the color to show through, so that's why I prefer that. I realize my cutting blade is actually shredding my paper. It looks like it's time to replace that. We'll have to do that later. But then I am back. You guys are going to be seeing a whole lot of this week. Why, I don't know. But I'm still obsessed with the wildflower birthday. Uh-oh. Why isn't it showing? And again, my tech guy isn't around, Tom, to help me fix this stuff. This is crazy. It's all blurry. Maybe it just needs something to read. Come on. If I knew how to use the focus button. Okay, here we go. Wildflower birthday. And remember from previous Make It Mondays, we have those sheets in here, the die cuts, which are fabulous. Actually, let's use this, because remember we turned this into a sticker sheet? You'll have to go back and watch the previous episode to see how we did that. We just did that with 2 adhesive sheets to make stickers. This is the perfect excuse to use one. It's the flowers that I want to use. We're going to make a beautiful, beautiful flower card. Some of you might have already seen this card posted. A version of it, I should say. See, so that's just all sticky. And I'm just going to randomly put it on an angle here. Oh, so gorgeous. Is that not gorgeous? I love this paper pack. So this is also your friendly reminder cue to sign up for my birthday card kit to go class, which I will get posted here this week, where you're going to make 5 birthday cards using this fun kit. So here's a quick walkthrough. You're going to use your own stamps that you have, but I will put in all the lovely little banners and stuff for you to use. But your kit will come with the paper and stickers and everything pre-cut that you need to go with it. It'll be super fun class. I know some of you have already expressed interest. I will just get it up so you have all the details. I want to have all the registrations in so that I can have kits ready to go for June 1st. Okay, so now that we have that done, I want to add a little bling. So what I like about these stickers and the die cuts that are in the pack is they actually have gold embellishments to it. And so because they have gold embellishments to it, our gold thread, which is still available, but something tells me it might be on last chance. I can't remember. I just can't keep up with that anymore. So sorry, you guys. You're going to have to watch the last chance list if you see something you like, or message me and ask to force me to look. But I'm just not going to keep up on it, sadly, unless it's something I'm going in looking for, because it changes so fast. So fast. Okay. Now, I've also done the die cutting with you guys a whole lot, so I've already pre-cut one of the dies. So I don't really want to bring the cut and emboss machine out if you guys are okay for now. I might end up bringing it out for the next project, but for now we'll just use the die cut that's already done. And I don't know if you saw, but this is a technique I love to do with my threads, is pull them apart. So this is the gold thread, and we're going to keep going. So now I'm trying to decide what greeting do I want on this beautiful, beautiful flower card. This is so simple. All we've done is added a card base. We stamped a background, which you could use either a background stamp or you could use a variety of your own stamps to make your own background. And then we added the die cut from that Wildflower Celebrations kit, which I know a lot of you have this kit. You either won it or you've bought it. So make some of these fabulous cards to have on hand. And you could turn it into anything. You can make it a sympathy card. You could make it, you know, congratulations card. You can make it anything you want. Okay. So now that I got all those threads out, I'm just trying my best to line them so that at one end they're all the same. It just makes it a little bit easier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bow. I'm just tying it around, making a bow, and pulling through the other end. I know this seems a little weird, but all I did was tie a bow, and now I'm just trying to make my bow loops really big as possible, so that they're somewhat even. I don't want to go any more bigger than that because it's going to fall apart. But I'm going to tuck that in. So I did that as a bow. Sometimes you see me kind of layering it back and forth. We're not going to do that with this. We did a bow. But now I need to stamp this. So, again, if I could read your comments, I have to figure out a better way to do these lives, because now it's like there's more tech not working. I either have to invest in us new software, which is really expensive, you guys. It's $20 US a month. That's a lot of money. When I'm already paying a monthly fee for Zoom and other things that I need. But I'll have to figure it out so that I can see your pretty faces, I can read your comments, We'll have to figure it out. There was one day that I was all ready to do it, do you remember? And then when I was testing it out, it wasn't working, but then I learned it wasn't working for anyone that day. I should have stuck with the free trial, but I ended up canceling it. Okay, so we're just going to do best wishes, but remember, you could do with sympathy, you could do a Happy Mother's Day card. In fact, I made one that I'll show you. But with you in mind, this covers everything, right? We had that as one of our birthday stamps, or our birthday box stamp, so I know a lot of you have it. Use it for anything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some adhesive in the middle, and I want to try and put this on, but I do want to spread it so that it's sideways a little bit, like so. We'll see if that works. Put some dimensionals on it, and now we have a very simple, beautiful card. I think it's simple because it's only a few steps. It's using the die cuts, it's using some embellishments, aka the thread, and I am going to put some pretty in pink embellishments. Look at those little guys. And we're just going to line this up over here. I want to try and make sure that all of this is kept on the card. I can trim some of this. Oh, my nail got caught, so be careful when you're spreading that. You don't want that to all bend. And then I'll just trim some of this so it doesn't get caught in the card when I'm putting in the envelope. But look how cute that is, hey? With the gold thread. Just love it. It just adds shabby. So although I added that, you don't have to add that. Just having the words with this was enough to be a wow card. You could totally keep it simple that way. I ended up stepping it up by adding that thread in behind and by adding the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. So I love this new collection. If you don't have this, add it to your wish list. Put it on your next order. But the top part is Strawberry Slush color. Can't really see it that well there. The middle color is Pretty in Pink, and then you have some clear with gold specks. So basically, you'll find anything to go with it. But remember, you have blends. You can always change your color on whatever it is that you might want. So I'm just going to put one of each size over here, and then I'm going to add another small one up here somewhere, just to kind of add some bling bling. Is that not super cute? I think it is. Considering I'm not a big flower person, I'm not even a big pink person, but I fell in love with this card. And it all started with making a Happy Mother's Day card because I wasn't inspired to scrapbook. And then I ended up turning this Mother's Day card into You're the Best card, and now we've made a Best Wishes card. So if you're wondering how to utilize that big flower die cut that's in the Wildflower Celebrations, this is a great way to use it in so many different ways. And like I said, a sympathy would be really nice too. And in fact, I think that, you know, the stamp set that I was showing all last week, what was it called? This one, Kindness Expressions. That with sympathy would totally work there. And if you never did get this, you still can. It's on clearance for $16 and change, plus shipping and GST. But it is such a good deal. And there's a starter kit deal on right now. So if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, if maybe you dropped, or maybe you've been thinking of becoming a demonstrator just to get the discount, that's okay. It's how we all join. In fact, majority of us just buy for ourselves anyways. Take advantage of the starter kit right now. It's on until the end of the month. You pay $135, no shipping, no GST, because it is a business expense. But then you can pick $220 worth of product. And so you can even order off the last chance list and add this to your cart. So $16 doesn't take up a big chunk of the $220. So add it because it's fun for so many things. There's my little pitch, but you can send me a message if you want me to send you the join link, or you can try and track it down in the profile. But we'd love more twist and dabs to stamp with. Okay. Now let's try and make a scrapbook page. I'm hoping because you guys are all stamping with me tonight, I'll be more inspired, get that more inspired to make a scrapbook page. Now, I have to stick with the pretty and pink. Ooh. So I'm pulling out this, although do I really want to give up that beautiful flower page? Like, that's what I'm giving up. I know, I don't really like flowers, but I don't mind the flowers in this package at all. Because they're whimsical, they're fun, they're not like natural looking. I think that's probably why. Now the question is, do I want a pink background? Do I want a white background? I think I want the pink background with the white. So because this is thin, that's okay. I'm going to add this. I don't know. I seem to be good with 10 by 10 inch rather than 12 by 12. But I kind of, you know what, let's just cut off 1.5 inch on either side. Let's see what that does. I think it's already too small. 1.5. So my gingham paper is going to be my scrapbook base. My white, oh, actually, I think that worked. I'm happy. That's not as small as I thought it was. Okay, so all I did was cut 1.5 inches off either side of my card or my base. Now, can you actually see that? I don't think you can. Okay, just wait. I think I need to make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. Now, I don't think I'm incorporating this at all, but maybe. Because now I'm in love with this gingham. I'm going to go ahead and just mount this so we can just get started. I'm not going to put a whole lot of adhesive, just enough to hold the page down and look at. This happens to a lot of you, I know. I went too fast and it picked up the paper because it's sticky ink. Go slow, don't go fast. Do as I say, not as I do. Someone's going to have to make me a shirt out of that. I seem to say that way too much. Okay. Here we go. I think that's straight. I hope it's straight. It's too late if it isn't. Now the question is, how many photo spots do I want? Now, ideally, I would have photos already picked out to scrapbook. That really is the best way to scrapbook, is starting with your photos first and picking your colors from there. But because I'm a paper crafter, I always try and coordinate with my card my page. So it's not going to be quite the same, but it'll do for this. So I guess that's just another way to scrapbook. Now, maybe I want a flower on here somewhere, or maybe I want these big flowers. I could put big flowers up in that corner. I could put the big flower down in this corner. Look at that. It's looking good. And maybe just try and align it so that things aren't going over the edge, but so that they're so, oh my gosh, look at that. This probably is going to be way too much if I add the flower bouquet, so I don't think I need the bouquet. We'll save the bouquet for the card. But I'm loving the corners there. So now that we're doing the corners, it's almost like we're bringing our visual into the center. So whatever I do, I'm going to do here. One of the things, I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the, what am I trying to say? The workshops. I just made one, this whole kit. Let me just grab it. Or at least I'm pretty sure I made the whole kit. And I thought I put it all in page protectors. No, here it is. I did make the whole kit. So I'm going to post some pictures soon. I want to add some pictures. So there is a whole workshop using this product suite, the Wildflower Celebrations. And so you're going to see more. Is anyone interested in the scrapbook class? We could have a scrapbook day here all day doing these pages and have a nice lunch. I think we could do that. I'm thinking we could do that. I'm thinking maybe the first Saturday of June. Let me know if anyone's interested in the comments, and I'm going to put it together. But anyways, this is what's inspired me. In those kits, though, this is where I was going with this. In those kits, they actually have little placeholders for your photos. So if you don't have photos with you, you can use these little placeholders to help you keep track. But I am going to pull out, some pretty in pink, because I also like the little splash. I'm hoping I can find some pink in the photos that I use. And if not, I might just have to take some. You know, sometimes you got to create the photos to go with your scrapbook pages just to have the perfect photo. I know it doesn't normally work that way, but if you really don't have a photo, you need to make one. Okay, so I'm cutting that to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then look, I'll have some pieces left over to craft with. That'll coordinate. So then I can use these placeholders as photo placeholders like this. Oh, I just love that. And because it's just a holder, if you've got temporary adhesive, I'd use that. I'm just going to put a little notch. I don't need a whole lot there. And I'm just going to put that in place so that it's centered. Isn't that cute? I just love, it looks nice as it's pending, and then I'll take off the photo mat and reuse it on the next page once I get my photos laid. But look how lovely that looks. Isn't that beautiful? And you could just finish right here. You could be done. So what did I do? I trimmed a little bit of paper, trimmed some paper for a background, and then added 2 die cuts. Done. Now, I do want to encourage journaling, though. So you will want to grab a journal. And if you do this class with me, don't you worry, journaling pen will be included. But Stampin' Up! Has a set of journaling pens now, which I need to test out and see how it compares to the ones I use. But you could just make your own little journaling block, or you could add another layer. Now you could get really fancy. You could get fancy with this thing that we call flips. Have you played with flips? Well, I think I showed you flips last week, or when I was doing the celebration page of my dad. So you could always put a photo, have double photos, right, and flip, and have a journaling card underneath. Now let me show you. I did end up finishing my dad's page, not with a picture. Now that we had his party, I'll have to add the picture. But it's somewhat similar. I didn't cut off as much of the DSP, but there's 2 folds, and instead of the flip over here, I just did a little flip up in the corner to be able to add another little picture up there with a little saying. But that's the flip idea. So you can do the same thing here, depending how many photos you have of the moment you're capturing. And then, of course, you can use your stamp set, because I'm sure one of these might express what it is you're looking for. Maybe it's a birthday, or maybe it's just best wishes. You can add anything you want. And inside the same kit, let me just pull it out. Don't forget there's little tags. So there's little tags that you can use depending on what the event is, that you can use as a pocket pull. And in fact, you didn't get to see that there, but I did do one on that other page. There's so much that you can add or do, depending what we're turning this page into. Now, I wanted to turn this page into a mom page. Although you guys are going to laugh. Just like me, my mother hated flowers. So this is actually kind of ironic that I want to scrapbook a page of my mom. I'm using flowers in pink that totally neither of us would like. So it's almost a story that I'm going to have to write for on the inside of on my flap so that I can do some journaling. I think that that'll be really cute. But again, I have to figure out what it is that I want, because maybe the journaling will be underneath and this card will be my pocket. However, I can't do that because I put the pocket here. But I could take that off, put the photo hold in here. There we go. This could then be my mat still, because you're going to see through it, right? And then the photo's on top. I can journal on here because you're not going to see it as long as I don't go over the edge, right? So there's so many ways that you can do it to make it work. The only thing is that you have to watch when you go to add it to your pocket sleeve, because you don't want the pocket or the flip on the inside if you can't flip it. So you'll want to stick this on the outside of the page protector. Make sense? Okay, so that's the scrapbook page. There's some little easy learnings for layouts and for using this, but I don't want to put it together because I don't have the photos, right? And because I don't know what to do with this, I'll find some photos and I will play it, do a post about it, but I think it is super fun. And then plus this is, ooh, oh, look at me get excited. You could also put the card underneath. And in fact, it's probably the right size so that you have that adhesive piece on top of that background. Flip. Oh my gosh, you could see, save the card. Okay, maybe not exactly, but that's just an idea. Anyways, I hope you liked the idea, the layout, and are inspired to do something, because we need to scrapbook. And in fact, we need to scrapbook ourselves. So even if we don't know where to start, or you don't want to start your family because you don't want to have to go back way back when, let's just scrapbook like one moment of us crafting. This would be a great layout for that, wouldn't you think? I do. Okay, I've got some ideas brewing. So we'll set aside that. We'll take some pictures, but I want to show you quickly something that I just saw that we'll try and incorporate into a tag using blooming phrases. Now, I might be trying to do too much, but you know what? That's just the way I roll. I want to do a tag. Question is, what size a tag? And because it's just a tag on its own, I am going to use full-strength cardstock, not just the white willow two-tone. Okay. So I am going to trim this. I was like in 2.5 and 3.5 inch wide tags. Let's just do, okay, I'm trying to think. Let's do a 3.5 tag. 3.5 by 5.5. But I also want a 3.5, or sorry, a 3x3 piece of cardstock for what I want to do. For my stamping. Okay. Yeah, that'll sit nicely on there. I'm hoping this works. Sometimes I come up with these ideas and I'm like, oh, why did you think of that? It doesn't work. But hey, you got to test it. So all I'm doing is making my little banner. Now, surprising to you, I'm sure, I never did order the banner dies. I just ordered the alphabet dies. We're not going to use those alphabet dies for this. At least I don't think I am. No, I'm not. Because I want to use that other new stamp set. Okay. I'm making a mess of my banner. It's okay, turn it over. Can't see it as bad. This is where sometimes those banner dies are nice, because they just fit it. And in fact, I may as well cut these two at the same time. One, remember, pick up the little scrap, flip it over, do this. Whereas the nice thing is, if you had the banner die, it cuts it all off at once. Okay, I might still own it yet before the month is through. I'm slowly talking myself into it. Okay, I didn't make that one as long as I usually do. Oh, I'm not going to like this at all. Okay, just wait. Just wait. I need to cut it again. Because, yeah, I really don't like that. It needs to be longer. Let's cut it like this. So I just snip up the middle and then corner to corner to the center. And then it should make a really nice banner cut. There, that's better. That's better. We'll use these other pieces though. Okay. So what I'm going to show you now is I need my mat just to collect the excess ink. So we're going to put that aside. Oh, I still didn't do these though. So I'm snipping one side, flipping it so that I get the same size on the other side. Otherwise I'm trimming like bangs and then it all looks like a mess. You know what I'm talking about. You just keep snipping because it's not quite straight. I mean, that's still not quite straight, but it's better than it was. Okay. So what we're doing is we're using these fun colors. I want some old olive. We're going to make some leaves. Leaves, leaves, leaves. And I'm going to look for, look, they all have pretty much the same length. There. So what we're doing is we're just getting one of them. Trying to find a die. Okay, I've changed how I store my dies and it's not working for me. I have them all in one big basket instead of separated in two smaller baskets, and I'm thinking that has to change. It's causing me frustration. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I am just inking up the lines. And we're just going to go off the page. I'm going to start in the center actually. 1, 2, 3. Right? Doesn't that look lovely? I think it does. Okay, now let's grab some more blocks. Oh my goodness. They're too hard to grab because all the small ones are at the bottom. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Who purchased this set? Do any of you guys have this set yet? Blooming Phrases. Okay, we are going to grab the blooms. So I'm going to put one of those on a block, one of those on a block, and one of these on a block. Okay, so let's do some peach pie. Maybe. We're going to do peach pie. We're going to do pretty in pink. I just don't know which one to do for what. Okay, we're going to do this one in pretty in pink. And I'm just going to stamp that like that. Pretty. And then we're going to stamp this one in peach pie. And we'll stamp that like that. And then we've got some blueberry bushel. And we'll stamp that in this flower. No idea if that's right, but hey. Look how cute those are. Now inside the set, there's an itty bitty leaf. Or you can have the fun leaves that go all the way up the stem, but I don't think I want that. I think I just want the little itty bitties. So we're going to use that with the old olive. I'm just going to put a few on each stem. And of course I want to go the other direction. Oh, you guys just watched that live. I put that in the wrong color. I can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. Oh, that's what I get for having all the ink pads open. Now this beautiful card is turned ugly. But anyways, that's just another fun way to use those words, right? And then which one did what did I say? Celebrate. See, we can just celebrate. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. But what I would like to do is use that embossing folder, the mini embossing folder, which I have no idea where it is. I'd like to emboss that with the glass and greens embossing folders, which are not where they belong. Oh, see, this is the problem of not having the project pre-done ahead of time, because, you know, you want to use all these things and then you can't. I think what I would like to do, though, is still put something across the front. The question is, do I want to use pink or do I want to use blue or do I want to use peach? Now, peach, well, peach might work, actually. Maybe. I had some scraps that were in the peach, of which I set aside to do something with. Oh, did I find it? I might have. Or not. I mean, it's not the size I wanted. I did have a few. But we could add some layers of that. I'm not liking the peach, though. I really think that that needs to be pretty in pink. And you know what? We have scraps left over. So let's pull that out and use it. So I cut that to 3 inches. That'll be in the center. Perfect. And then I think that we can, What am I thinking? Maybe I'm thinking of something else right now. Maybe I'm thinking this can come back into the picture. I can trim it. We could have this. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Okay, just give me a sec. Gotta use our scraps, everyone. 3 by 4. That works. 3 by 4. We'll have that there. We'll have this here. Oh, so pretty. And then maybe we will have a strip that's 3 inches wide and 3/4 wide to go across here. There we go. That's actually too thick, but let's see what this looks like. So we're going to take the blue bushel. We are going to move this aside. And I'm going to try and stick to the bottom. Yeah, I only need a 1/2 inch of cardstock for that word. Look how pretty that is. So let me trim that down to a 1/2 inch. Wow. What's the score of the Oiler game right now? Be sure to post who's winning first, whether it be Oilers or Kings. Did you guys see the billboards that the Kings put out here in Edmonton? For those of you who were online with us the other day, playing bingo. The game was on, and yes, we had the play-by-play in the in shock of the 4-second delay. Well, I guess Vegas decided to rent some of our billboards. They put up a time clock with 4 seconds on it and put "Go Vegas, go" on it. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard when I saw it. They're trying to annoy the Oiler fans, but it is not going to get to us in any way. So I sure hope Oilers are winning. Okay. That's that. That's that. Look how cute this is turning out. But I almost want the stripes to go this way now. But you don't really see them when they're that way, so this way it is. We'll pop that up. Okay, I think that works. I'm just gonna commit. I could sit here and hum and haw all day long, but why? Let's just make a beautiful tag and not get too stuck on all the details. Because sometimes that's what stunts our creativity. Because we get to be too much of a perfectionist. Sometimes we gotta just let it go so we can move on to something else we enjoy doing. Okay, I didn't really put, my mind must be elsewhere. Like, I did not put those in the corners at all. I don't even know where my pokey tool is. Oh my gosh, it's time for me to go to bed. I think it is truly time for me to go to bed. Oh. Okay, but is that not a fun way to use those flower stems? I don't know why I had to see someone else come up with that. But I did. Kudos to that demonstrator that I happened to float through my screen. I don't hang around long enough to find out who it is. But it was cute. Okay, so now I just need to like put a hole punch in my tag. And of course we have that super cool tag punch now. Have to use it. Now, this is kind of plain for Trisha. I think I do need to add some speckles. What do you think? I think I do, because it's just not a Trisha card without it. Look, I'm getting ink all over me. Okay, we're going to go like that. We're going to find a pretty pink marker. Okay, we're going to do some flicking. Yes, I'm using a marker, not blends for this. But yes, that looks super lovely. Oh my gosh, and you know what I need? Does anyone know what embellishment? I'm just like, I need to find it now. It too, I believe, is on the last chance list. But this is the perfect card for our brass butterflies. Who has some of these in their stash still? And in fact, since everything is so miniature, let's just use miniature ones. Is that not super cute? Ugh. In fact, let's put one over here. Okay, so now, did you see what I just did here? I added some gold embellishments, which now is giving me leeway in order to add gold thread into my my banner. Now, I think there was some white new ribbon that came out. The question is, did I purchase it? I haven't done my unboxing yet either of all my new stuff, although I just dug out my pens. I told everyone I would do an unboxing. I just have a little box. But no, it was just in color ribbon I bought. And doesn't go with any of that stuff. Okay. Well, I'll have to recreate that in some in colors or something once I start highlighting and sharing some of those. But let's go back to some of these gems because they are the cat's meow. Let's add some gems over here. Can never have too many, in my opinion. Who does not like bling bling? And then we'll add some, actually I'm going to add a larger one up top. Because why not? Right? And then we just have to add some ribbon. I'm still using it. Oh, there's not that much of that one. Boo. Okay. Well, there goes that ribbon. But hey, it's another roll gone. I mean, does anyone have any of this ribbon left? I have that rose gold ribbon, but I don't like, it doesn't look that nice with that. Oh man. What about blueberry bushel? Is there such thing as blueberry bushel ribbon? I know I was using the Demon ribbon, but it doesn't even look like a blueberry bushel. Oh, but you know what? This navy is kind of dark enough. It would go with that. And then I just need to find more white. More white because we've got the gold, the white, or peach actually, but because we went with the pink, do I have any pretty in pink ribbon? I do not. Oh, I do. Okay, never mind. Oh, except it's not white. I still need white. I'm just going to look at my magic wall. I do have some magic white ribbon here. I tell you, having craft room cleanup is really, really inspiring me to use up my old stuff. Because like one in a million years would I have gone to my retired stuff to show you. Never. Only since I started doing craft room cleanup have I been okay with letting go of, you know, sharing retired products. So some of you might even still have this in your stash. This was called just Whisper White cotton ribbon. Beautiful. Now I can make a Tammy bow. Pardon me, a Trisha shabby bow. Because this was just a little too short. It wasn't going to work for me. I'm still going to cut this in half though. Even though look how thin that is, I think it'll look so much more fun, cool, and shabby cut up. So if anyone wants to try and make a shabby bow with me while I'm doing this, go for it, especially if you're craft room and you've got a bunch of scraps or maybe you've got some ribbon nearby. All I'm grabbing is a bunch of ribbon that coordinates. In fact, I'm putting together 5 strands. I know that sounds kind of funny, but you'll understand what I mean here in a sec. So although I've got this one piece of white, I'm cutting it in half, and half of this will be one strand. Okay, so I'm just cutting it all the way. Wow, I cut a really long piece. I might have a lot of ribbon scraps afterwards to use on my scrapbook page that I have to finish putting together. Because although I can do simple, you guys know I can't just stop there. I mean, that simple was fabulous, so if you don't want to go any further than what I shared, you don't have to. But I know I will be adding some more to it. So let's get this out of the way. So I'm going to have 1 string of white. I know I'm going to put a string of navy just because I want to bring in some of that blend. So again, just pulling my ribbon scissors to cut off a strip of that. That's all I'm going to use with that. With my gold, same thing. It all unraveled. Has that ever happened to anyone? I even have a little spot there, but I guess I put it away and I didn't actually use that. No, actually, that's not what unraveled. It was the whole thing that unraveled. Anyway, so frustrating. So you guys get to see me pull this apart manually. I need to order another roll of this. I feel like I'm almost out. It's my favorite thread. And then we have a whole bunch of Pretty in Pink, last year's ribbon. And I'm going to cut this in half. So this will be 1 strand. Okay. So we're just making our strands of ribbon. You could leave yours full. You don't have to cut yours in half, but by cutting it in half, 1, you're getting more out of your ribbon because ideally I can then make 2 ribbons like 2 bows, 2 shabby bows. But it just looks so much cooler, and it's easier to manipulate, and they're fun for tags. And of course, you guys all know I love using my tags for gift bags. Everything can go in a gift bag. A simple thank you, a hostess gift, a prize. I don't know why I slowed down making tags this year. I was on a roll there. Almost every Make It Monday we had one, but then it was like I stopped and I started making cards, and I'm like, who are you, Trisha? Okay, that's over there. That's over here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was saying I'm putting 5 strands. 1, 2, 3. But the strands I'm doing is I'm unwinding this. I'm doing just like I did earlier, and I'm pulling the threads. Just like so. So. Just like so. And now I'm not putting a whole lot of the gold in here. I'm just doing 2 strands. So it's just enough to give it a little bit of shimmer. I mean, if you wanted, you could do 6, because then you've got 3 left over for another project to make it even. So if you were doing 2 bows. Okay, I'm going to do 6, because then the next bow will look just the same. I don't know. Maybe that's the OCD coming out. Oh, it's late at night. Okay, then when I'm going to wrap them up, I just want to try and like grab it all. I'm trying to make sure they're somewhat all the same length down at one end. That way I can just start at one end and make my bow. There we go. So I'm going to leave, you know, a tail below, like so. And I'm wrapping my bow that way and this way. So I've got 2. Now I'm looping it one more time and looping it one more time. And I'm just holding it in the center there, and that's what's holding my bow together. Now what I can do is just grab another ribbon, tie a knot, or you can take all of this. I have lots left over. And in fact, I'll just try and like trim this just a little bit, just to maneuver a little better. I'm going to tie this around. Whoop. I'm going to tie this around. I'm sticking my finger in there just to leave some extra room to get these pieces through as if I'm tying a knot. Does that make any sense? You guys are probably like, what? So I'm tying it all through. Those pieces are coming through this hole. They're making me frustrated though, because they're not all coming through together. I'm just putting them through a hole that my finger's holding open. I don't have any of the gold threads with it. Come on, come through. And then I'm just pulling on it all. It really is easier probably the other way, because now I'm just trying to pull, and it's not locking. I'm just trying to pull on all those threads that just came through the loop, but this is either I didn't get them through the loop properly, and now my thing's all messed up. Boo! Okay, guess what? I'm unraveling it to do it all again. Has this happened to any of you? It's not supposed to happen to me when I'm live. Hello, hello. Okay. Unraveling. Unraveling. Sure, now it wants to knot itself. No, not now. Okay. Let's put all of those pieces back together again. Okay, 1 bow or 2 strings, 3 strings, 4 strings, 5 strings. I don't know where that 3rd gold piece went. Here it is. 6 strings. Okay, let's try this again. So we're going to start from closer to the end, still leaving a tail. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now ideally I should be able to wrap that around, but I don't want to embarrass myself yet again. So what I'm going to do is use a piece of the white that I cut off from the other piece. I mean, I could use that too, but, and I'm just going to lay this down. I'm going to tie a knot. Come on. Having nails does not help. Now it's coming through, but I have to move it because you see all those bows. Okay, come on. Did I just pull out the wrong bow? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This shouldn't be this hard. Where's the bow that I just tied a knot? There it is. Okay. The knot is there, but I have to slide it over because there's more bow on that one side. Knot and a knot. Just because it will loosen up because it's not in a pure knot, it's just in a one tied knot. Tie it one more time. My gosh. Oh well, you guys know that this is a mess. It's a shabby bow, and like I just walked you through the shabbiness of it because like look how shabby that is. Totally shabby, and like it's all cotton up here. Crazy, crazy. Okay. That's okay though, because now we have extra string to tie it up there. So I'm actually going to just cut all that off because I don't need all of that, but I may as well utilize this beautiful piece of shabby pink, put it through here, now have it on here and tie another bow. I mean, that's what you can do with all your leftover ribbon because now it all blends in with everything else, right? You can either tie a knot, you know, because some of you I know don't like to tie bows, and that's okay. But tie a knot, and like so. Oh my gosh, is that not super cute? Now, it just says celebrate, but wouldn't it be super cute if you could find you, celebrate you? Oh my gosh, guess what? It has thinking of you. So what we can do is take the thinking of you, put it on our block, and only ink the U. And you're like, oh my gosh, how can I do that? Now, here's a pro tip. I am still going to want to cover this up just in case I screw up. So I don't want to cover that up, but I also want it in the blue still. I don't want it in a different color, or do I want it in pink? I can't see your responses, so I'm actually just going to answer for you. I'm thinking some of you are saying pink, not blue, because we're not going on another lighter color. So I'm just going to stamp you. Oh, there is enough space between that for you to easily do that. Yay! So thinking or celebrate you. Look at that. Yeah, that just finishes it off. Okay, so that ends our Make It Monday. I hope you love that. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, well, you know what? That's going to go on the gift bag of whoever wins. Woo. Whoever wins from our party the other night. Ah, things are falling off everywhere. So I've got a package of the new In Color cardstock that one of you is going to win. So this is for those of you who participated in the mystery stamping event this weekend. So although I shared it on Make It Monday, you had until Sunday at 7 p.m. in order to be brought in for the prize. So way to go, Sue, Joanne, Tanis, Kim. Joanne, your entry's in there twice because you made 2 projects and posted them. I encourage them to use the new templates that are found inside the new catalog. Some of you did. It was just a fun time, and I just love seeing what other people create. So thank you for taking part in that. I've also just added your names a whole bunch of times. Everyone's got 3 slices in there, just to make sure you have a chance to win. And Joanne, I guess you get, double the chances, which is awesome. So let's now go to the spin and see who's going to win this paper pack for participating in the mystery stamping. It's always such a fun event. I love wrapping up the catalog party with that. Kim, that looks like it's you. Congratulations on winning that. So I'll put your name on that and add that to your bag of stuff. But that's all. Actually, it's not going in a bag because it's very big. So we're just going to put the tag on it if that's okay. And I'll add this to your pile of goodies. Now, I think that's everything you need to be aware of. Don't forget there's some other upcoming events. So if you registered, or if you haven't, you can still register to join Summer Stamp Camp with Brenda and I. We're doing the Summer Sips and Cheers event. I have to get making the advertisement this week, so you'll see more, but you can still register now over in the general store. If you're not part of the general store and you'd like to be, just let me know and I'll add you. That is happening July 5th. Then at the end of this month, on Sunday the 25th, we are having a kit together. All of you who did bingo received the paper bouquet. So we're going to be making flower bouquets on the 25th. And I do have 3 kits left, so if anyone wants to join us, you can. Just message me and I'll send the details your way. We have our June bingo, actually. Registration is now open. And the stamp set is Celebrate Together. Now, don't forget, if you already have this stamp set or it's one that you really don't like, you can substitute it. You just have to let me know. Make sure you let me know sub and tell me what stamp set you want instead. I just need to have that before I place the order for our bingo products. What else? If you have questions, put them in the comments. I'll go back and take a look and answer them. But otherwise, that's it for this week. Thank you very much. I heart you all, and see what gets posted over in Just for the Love of Stamping. But it all starts here with what I shared with you tonight. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.